The hardest man I know got away for 22 years, alright. He's got a snake on his arm now, and gold rings in his ears, oh. Around the mining, oh, well, those are ripples under my feet, Lord. I ain't talking about a no beach. Oh, it must have been a bad time, man. God and changing my life. On the words that you told me, man. How you really showed me that star fan. That's right. Oh, it must have been bad, man.
So yeah, while we're speaking about Europe, so you're about to head back over there. In
May.
June?
May, middle of May, we're heading back over.
How long are you going for, and where are you playing?
Oh, it'll probably be about 6 weeks, I think.
Yep.
That seems to be the sweet spot to have a go at breaking even, if not making a little bit of money to spend on another record. So you want to be there for that minimum sort of 5 these days. It used to be you could do a 3.5, 4 week tour and not be not too bad, but then diesel prices and shit and whatever these days. So yeah, be about 6 weeks, and we're playing Freak Valley Festival for the first time. I think the organiser's been trying to get us for ages. I think they might have got lost in translation with our old booker,
Right.
And he might have thought we didn't want to do it. But I remember since the first time he asked me, I was like, "Yep." And
Where's that?
That's Germany.
Yep.
I think it's not far from Siegen, I think, possibly. But yeah, it's one of there's like a few of the largest sort of camp out sort of festivals, Freak Valley, Sonic Blast, which we're not in Europe at the right time for that one.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be the year after that one, hopefully. But that's sort of one of the bigger ones. I think you're looking at that sort of, several thousand sort of attendance. And this year, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats are headlining that one, and Goat as well, which is awesome.
Yep.
Swedish band.
Sick.
So I'm really excited about that. So hopefully get to catch up with some mates and do that. But there's hopefully Duna Jam on the horizon again. That would be great. I waited 12 years to do that when we did that in 2019. I saw it on very early stages of YouTube. I saw a Colour Haze video, and I was like, I'm going to do that one day. And that was when I was in Adelaide without a band at all.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm going to go play on those cliffs one day. I'm at least very much going to go there. So Europe was always my target when I started playing, and then ended up on the beach playing there in 2019, and I was like, what? And I couldn't believe it. The way that it was sort of, we got put on right at the time the sun was going down over the Mediterranean. It was just like, this is bullshit, and it was also bullshit because I think we were sort of lined up to be the first Australian band to ever do it.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, that's just, how's the manifestation of this? And then just so happens that the organiser booked Stonefield and Tropical Fuckstorm that year. And I'm like, they don't need it. They don't need this. It's not even their world. This is like this. There's all us like underground stoners. They can go and do their other shit. And it just, I still think, like it was any large representation of Australian bands on European festivals is awesome.
Yeah.
And Freak Valley this year has got shitloads of Australians. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. It's like Neptune Power Federation, Brown Spirits, us, and I think Tranquinauts. I guess you could probably say that's there's obviously members from other bands, but mainly
See Jesus.
Yeah, it's mainly those guys. So there's possibly another one I'm forgetting, but
Awesome, man.
But yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see that everyone's jumping over there and having a crack. So
Damn right.
it's what I like to see.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference between playing shows there and here for you guys?
The hunger that the crowd has for it, and their willingness to support you in the ways of buying records and t-shirts and stuff. Australia's pretty rough on merch.
Yep.
Like they're not big merch buyers unless it's something that's very, very, very big, and I'm sure they dump their whole paychecks into that, and then therefore they can't afford to to get any other stuff. But there's probably many reasons, but yeah, I think the biggest difference is the once they're on your side, there's no turn, like that's forever.
Yeah.
Australia is very hot and cold, like, and anybody that watches this would potentially from Melbourne would know, but I can absolutely guarantee there's literally hundreds of people that used to come and watch us that don't anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, yeah, life changes, but I know that half those people are still out drinking in bars and they've got plenty of time. It was just, you know, it proves that the way that trends move, you know, that doesn't exist so much in Europe.
Yep.
It's not trend based. It's like, I like this music, I'm going to go and see this band every chance I get. And that's it. Whereas places like, especially Melbourne, it's like, yeah, I'm not really into that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool, that's it. You've changed your hair, you've changed your clothes and everything. I mean, shit, I look the same for freaking 20 years. Like, I don't know. That's why I probably fit in better with those cats. It's like, I like what I like, and there's no reason that I need to change to impress anybody else.
Yeah.
So, but I can absolutely, you know, especially a lot of the AC/DC Lane Cherry world, I think a lot of people sort of dropped off after that.
Yeah.
It's not the real Cherry anymore. It's like, oh, it's still a damn venue.
Yeah.
And it's Pony. That's still got some vibe, you know.
Yeah. It's got its own vibe.
You know, as dirty as it was, that's what the underground comes from. We're like the toxic Avengers. Come out of the sewer and
I got some pretty grotty venues in Melbourne, but they're quite beloved. They just don't. People love them.
Seems to be, man.
Yeah, man, and you know, yeah, the Tote's wild. I was there, I don't know, a couple of months ago out the front, and I was just on the opposite side of the road, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, there's like a crack in the building that goes from the roof to the ground, and I'm just looking at it going, dude, like, this building should probably be condemned. Like, you know, and they've just gone through all of this, you know, this massive campaign to get it heritage listed, or at least, you know, stop it from being demolished, and just listen to the stories of the guys that bought it, just trying to do it up and
finding
running
everything.
into a million problems when they're, you know, it's not one thing, it's another thing. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it's very the live music venue game is a perilous journey, to say the least.
Yep. Well, I was surprised to actually be going to see you guys at the Bendigo Hotel, because at one point that was going under, or at least it was not a venue anymore, and then on next minute it's back online. And
this, you know, the breweries. Again. It's the breweries were probably the one thing in hospitality world that was making money. You know, right. So you know, I was involved in a venue a few years back.
Shop kickers.
Bought and built all of that my own bare hands, and you know, with the help of my auntie and her legacy, you know, got her name here on my arm.
Yeah,
so it's
you were telling me a little bit before about
you know, but yeah, like, you know, that was all because of the opportunity she left when she left us, and unfortunately the climate of live music and the way that the governments have set things up, and they tax things, and public liability insurance and all these things are going on and on. I'm well and truly over it. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. I'm going to get on with my life as a musician. I'm back to being a musician. I ain't a venue owner. You know, I did that for all of us musicians, and other people have other ideas. You know, and it's when it comes to that stuff, I think, especially when businesses are involved, is when there's a passion surrounding it. Sometimes things get lost in translation, and people can't see the forest from the trees, and make silly decisions, and that's all it takes is one trip up in the hospitality world, and you can lose everything. Yeah. So you know, I'm glad to say that it's not my personal fault, but I did what I thought was right for music, for rock and roll. I built a room that could deal with our volume, and I was like, if we can deal with us, we can deal with anyone, you know. And it's still a great sounding room, and I think one of the big hospitality groups have got their hands on that, so it's still a venue. People can still use it. Yeah. And that's that makes me happy that there's something that I did. You know, I'm not happy about the fact that it took everything from me.
Yeah.
And I had to start again.
Wow. Dude.
So it's, you know, but that's all right. You know, like I'm still here and I'm more formidable than I was before because it would have toppled most fellas, I reckon, what I had to deal with. Most people have done some nasty things to themselves over this sort of stuff, you know, and that's something that a lot of people need to remember about, you know, the things they take for granted, being the pubs and the clubs and everything that they go and see bands in. It's barely can keep their doors open, and it's not their fault.
No,
it's, you know, it's the increasing booze taxes,
Yep.
and it's, you know, something that I see overseas is that the government pay, like especially the Swedes and stuff like that, like all the venues are subsidised.
Yep.
Like state of the art.
Yep.
Like, you know,
That's what I hear too.
You know, there's this one
in every level, right?
Yeah,
even to the way that they cater for touring musicians and the facilities that they have. And stuff.
Yeah, but it makes sense in Australia that they don't put their money on the arts, man. It's like I can see exactly why. It's because, you know, they've gone and dug a heap of holes in this country, and it was easy money, and now that's not gonna float the country for the future. So why the hell would they?
Oh, there's
There's just so many things with the, you know, it's like, there's just not a priority. It's like, you know, we'll make it on sport. Oh, and everybody drinks at sport. We'll put the tax up and, you know, whatever else. It's, as I said, I don't lose sleep over this stuff anymore. The way I see everything these days is I'll find a way.
Yep.
Give me a problem, I'll find a solution, and I'll get around it.
Yep.
You know, and anything short of death, man, I'll find a way around it. And I'm not going to let anybody stop where I'm headed. So, you know, that's just the way it goes.
Well, including losing your bandmate of 14 years and moving on, and you got a new guy ready
absolutely.
to go.
Yeah, no, we've been jamming I wanted to cross it over. We got shows in January, so
saw that.
You know, it's you know, and you know it's a super sad thing, just because, you know, change is, especially playing with one of, you know, my best mate, you know, that's a hard thing to, you know, but I think that I survive in the sense that, you know, the band's still here, you know, it's like, it's something that he can return to maybe one day. I mean, you know, like the guy we've got playing with us at the moment, young fella by the name of Braden, absolute weapon, lovely fella as well. He might want to do something else one day. He might just go, oh no, I want to write some songs and go and do my own thing. He might not want to, you know, follow us down the beaten track.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm super, you know, I'm super grateful that I have Rhys as well, because that softened the blow a lot. Yeah. You know, in the sense that, you know, known each other for so long, and he's a hard-headed muso, and he in
it for the long haul.
He's the longest serving bass player of Child, by the way. Right. You know, that's the thing. He's been in it longer than anybody. Yep. So and that's the thing. He likes a good adventure as well. So do I. Yep. You know, he's both got big jacked up 4-wheel drives and stuff that we love going to the bush, and you know, there's no different getting on the road as well. Bit of adventure out there. So, you know, that's it's exciting.
In my hands, I have got probably the best Child t-shirt that's ever existed, and it's drawn by this man who's also currently regular, which is great. I'm holding the long sleeve. I'll tell you what, I'll need one of these on the way home tonight on the bike. It's going to be pretty chilly. These are 2 of 6 different designs that Volume Dealer has knocked out for us. It's all on pre-order. I want to wear these myself, but I don't know if there's rules with wearing your own band merch or not.
Yeah, I never wear the band shirts in the fucking
Yeah. So you're a bit of a Panther aficionado.
I'm obsessed with panthers, tattoos, panther tattoos. It's the classic. It's like to me, it's the king of tattoos. Yeah, it's the crawling panther or panther head, and I mean, I wouldn't have one on the side of my fucking neck if I didn't dig them. But you know, it's like Grandpa had the fucking panther kind of vibe. You know, it's just like that's the design. And when I was approached for the whole volume dealer child collaboration with any of my skills involved, I was like, it's a fucking panther. It's gonna be a panther. You know what I mean? Like that was at the top of the list, and then I had some other ideas, and I said, crossed them all out, just went panther. Yeah. And it's one of those wanted to go in between. We both dig like 70s and 80s rock and roll so much, but that was pretty much the heart and soul of the skateboard world too. Like all the old skate graphics, you know, Pusshead. I don't like Metallica, but he's always had Pusshead. Pusshead did all their shirts, so it's like, fuck, man, like, what is sick? You know, so it's like one of those things, like, make it cool enough to where it's a rock and roll shirt, or a tattoo shop merch shirt, or a sick skate brand shirt, or whatever. It's just like the combination of all those things. And fucking ripping band, I can't make a design, and, you know, it's not ripping. But the color combo and how it came out, that wasn't all me, like you know, the amount of colors that could be used, working with volume dealers, as far as like, you know, the printing and how they turned out better than I anticipated.
Yeah, I'm quite blown away with the way that it's come out. So I think we've got a charcoal bonanza over here.
Yeah, the charcoal's already got the beat up, but this raglan will definitely be out in the Australian UV, and I've come down to it takes 1 month for a shirt to get perfectly aged.
Yeah, when that fades out hard, that's gonna be. These shirts, I don't think I own any shirts that feel this good, so I'm spruiking them because they're actually sick.
Yeah.
So
there's that bit where I was like, okay, cool. I wonder how they turned out. If you see the original drawing and then you see how the shirt's printed, I did half the work. Like it turned out really, really sick.
They're too good, and as I said, I really like the angle that you took with the font too, man.
That was just off the top of the noggin first go, which rarely happens, but it was something psychedelic, but also something.
It's like hectic.
Bluesy. Yeah, it was like I looked at some Santana fonts.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to make a Santana font harder. You know what I mean? But not. You could go. If you go any way too far, it gets kooky.
Yeah.
You know, and then I wanted to land somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
I think it fucking worked out.
Well, awesome. That's Volume Dealer, the .net. You can get these shirts. I don't imagine they're going to last long, especially when our European fans realize they can get these easier than any other merchandise that we have. So
yeah, get on that shit while they're hot, because they're fucking wicked. Tuck them in, let them fly, fucking get one. They're wicked.
Halfway down the beaten track, realize I didn't know my way back down it.
Yeah, I gotta ask, like, what's the difference between? I mean, because the drummer is a crucial part of the band, and then in the groove and everything. And I know from personal experience playing with a different drummer and just the difference it can make to everything, really. Like, how's that difference sort of been? Was it a huge adjustment, or is this guy just, you know, on it?
Look, I think that it's an absolute credit to Braden. I think it's he's done exceptionally well, in the sense of he's one of those individuals that clearly has the ability to study and learn, and drums is pretty much everything for him.
Yeah,
you know, works in a drum shop. He's got a heap of great kits.
Yep.
You know, all that sort of stuff. Like, you know, when you live and breathe the drums, it's I think that was probably why we went down that path with him, I think, because you know, I think whereas you got a spirited sort of you know, like a free soul kind of drummer like Michael, you know, there can be a lot of things like, what are you doing there? You know, but for the most part, it's all about we learnt things about the band ourselves by playing with somebody else behind the kit too. We're just like, oh,
Yeah, right.
it's as long as I get to do my job and these cats have got my back.
Yep.
You know, it's like that's kind of the main thing.
Yep.
You know, if the fills aren't as busy and like Rhys doesn't play bass like Danny and, you know, he doesn't play bass like Jaden and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
I'm still here. You know, it's if we can build the right thing around, I guess, my job, then and right interpretation, and it's, you know, and the boys can sort of prop me up to do my job. I think we're going to be just fine. And you know, I think that's the main thing. And it has freed me up a lot as well, because playing with somebody for so long, like you just sort of fall into this mold.
Yep.
And then playing with somebody else has opened my mold a little bit, you know, and I've gone, oh shit, I'm sort of adrift here. What can I do? Well, I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
I can change this song if I want, you know. Like there is a level of freedom that comes with it.
Yeah.
And trust me, I'm looking for every crack that's showing light through this process, and I've definitely seen there is some cracks that the light's getting brighter out of very quickly, and we've only been jamming Braden for about a month and a half, so
Yep.
I'm really pleased with it, and get along like a house on fire, which means we'll be writing a tour van together. That's an important thing.
Really important.
So, you know, and yeah, so I think, you know, moving forward with the band, I've got no concerns with it. I think that where I guess my writing was sort of headed, it sort of suits to have a bit more of a sort of hard-hitting traditional sort of rock drummer maybe.
Yep.
To, you know, I guess that works. I mean, Michael can do pretty much anything, but at the same time, it's yeah, it's kind of a hard thing to verbalize, I guess. But I'm all pretty positive for the future and quite excited about where it will take us.
Excellent, man. I can't wait to see it. I can tell you that. I can't wait to be front and center for that one, as I was on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Dude, that was something. Like, yeah, I haven't been that moved by a show in quite a while. It was just, there was a, yeah, you know, it's one of those things where this guy's probably, you know, at least hanging up the sticks for the foreseeable future from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And to watch him just just lose himself in, especially in that last song, man. He just, I don't know whether you noticed it or observed it, but
Absolutely did.
Dude, fuck. So, and I filmed some of it, and I was like, dude, I didn't want to film much of that show. I knew we were doing this. I'm like, as much as I wanted to, it's like, don't, just take this in and enjoy it for the moment. And luckily, there was an old fella, Gary, who was up front filming it. And
yeah, he used to sit at the end of the bar at Shoddy's. That's how I met him. He used to just come down and drink pots and watch all the bands. And it was right. He always sat right next to where I would sit at the end of the bar too. So I got to know him reasonably well. He's a champion.
Yeah, he's a bit of a character. I was like, gee, I'd love to get him in here for an interview, actually. Like, he'd be definitely worth sitting down and having a chat, because he was showing me all of the ticket stubs from all the shows he was at back in the day.
I'm glad you got his deets.
I did.
You can get because he was filming the whole thing. I'm pretty sure. So.
Yep, I've already texted him, and he's sending it to me on a USB. So
great. I'd be keen for a copy of that.
Yeah. Just that last song, it was like, in the end, he was kind of like almost punching the drums with his sticks, like, and to the point of exhaustion, and then just fucking collapsed. You know, like, it was just like, fuck, that's something, man. To be really, really honest, nothing in particular felt crazily different from any other way that we approach shows. Yep.
And for the last however long, that's how we've been playing them.
Yeah.
You know, I think that definitely there was definitely a lift a little bit, and in the, you know, we're not a stranger for Michael losing himself behind the drum kit.
Yep.
You know, like, and it's just like I think that the heat of the room, and we did lift to a little bit more of a, you know, we cranked our amps up. There was no conservative nature about it. It was raucous and you know, but as far as it felt, it was 100% just a child show to me. If it wasn't, I don't know if I would have been emotionally able to deal with it. So, but yeah, he played a hell of a gig. And I think we all did pretty well. So,
Nah, man.
I had an absolute ball.
Magical evening, man.
Had a ball, man. I had a ball.
Yeah, man. See, I haven't been out for a long time, and we used to go watch you guys a lot back in the day, and so yeah, it was really cool to just go see you guys again and have a night out and watch a band together. And
there's heaps of faces at that show that I hadn't seen for a while, and
likewise, I ran into a couple of people I didn't expect to see there either. So, awesome.
I'm hoping for the fact that it made people it reinvigorated their sort of just like, that was sick, I'm going to do this again kind of thing, because that's, you know, all we've been doing is trying to get better. That's all we ever try and do. So it's just nice to, you know, showcase that. People have had a break from us for a bit, and then they come and they're like, oh shit.
So good to hear some of those older songs too.
Yeah, that's it.
And they are just like, you sort of said to me on the phone when we were talking about this that you're playing those songs fucking better than ever. And
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish that's what they were like on the record, and that's part of the reason of doing this. And everything to sort of showcase the way that we do those now, and hopefully that'll drum up, you know, some new ears to us, you know.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, you're the fucking most underrated band on the planet. Like, it's just dude. I mean, it's just I try and think of somebody else who I can kind of or another band that kind of, I don't know, just does what you guys do, and it's the light and shade, it's the dynamics, and it's the where it ends up from where it begins, man. You know, and it gets to and those riffs are just heavy as shit. You know, by then it's just the most beautiful beginning, and it's those slight lifts at certain points. You know, and they're so subtle, and that's just playing. He's just playing that little bit heavier, that little bit, and you're just hitting them a little bit harder, and that to me is you guys do that better than anyone. And
thank you for that.
And then
appreciate it.
We end up fucking just like, oh my god, one of those new riffs from that new song. I'm like, that's one of the filthiest riffs. That is fucking sick. So
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Dude, come on, man. And I'm spewing. We didn't get to do Coming Up Trumps, but the last song off Soul Murder.
Yeah.
But that to me, when I heard that got me big time. Listened to it a couple times. I'm like, this is.
That's a heavy weight, that one. You know, we haven't played that one much recently. That requires a redisciplining to get right. You know, that's like that's how we did it, or like that's how you do it, sort of thing. It's not about, I never refer to records. I go on. I know the song, I've played it before, and then I play it how it comes out. You know, that's what the solo was. I don't care anymore. This is what it is now. You know, and so Trump's is that it's got nothing to do with any president. If anyone was ever thinking of that. But you know, it's yet again, like I said before, it's emotional. You know, Coming Up Trumps. There's actually a secret that I'm gonna I guess uncover. But on our EP, there's a song called Going Down Swinging, and we played that tonight. And that's the way we played it today, should I say. That's the way we wanted to interpret it. But Going Down Swinging and Coming Up Trumps is in fact the same song.
Right.
So it starts with Going Down Swinging. So, and then you're coming up trumps at the end. So you're going down swinging and you get back up and you know. So we split them, and because it was like 20 minutes. So we split them and put GDS or Going Down Swinging on the EP. And Coming Up Trumps is on the record. And so there was a period there where we were playing them as one. So that was like a 20-minute segment of the show, half the set, which is really hard to pull off when you're opening for people. Like especially,
there's your show.
That's it, literally. So, but that's something that not a lot of people may know. But
interesting. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to do my own, melding together of that one. And,
listen to the version that we played today, and then listen to Trump's.
Yeah.
And then you'll definitely sort of at the start you'll be like, oh, it's the same key.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So, going down swinging, I actually back at one of those cherry shows. I got the stems off the desk, and I filmed it.
Yeah.
And I actually did that song. I actually found it the other day.
No shit.
Like the recording, and I listened to it. I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking terrible. not you guys.
Yeah.
My mixing skills from back then. I was just like, Jesus. And we didn't. There was no overheads either on the drums.
Yeah.
But it's just I've got that. I've got the whole show there. But it's just interesting. Find that and have a listen to it and
For sure.
see kind of how far I've come in that amount of time too.
Absolutely, man. It's a great space you got here. I love it.
Thanks, dude. It's it is what it is. It's like most things I do. I don't wait till it's good. It's too good. It's like this is what I got. Similar thing. Use what you got and just do it. And I've wanted to do this idea for a long time. And since we've had this place for so long, it was always fucking how cool would it be to just get a band in here on a Friday night, fucking just film them and record it and have a bit of fun. And so I sat on it for a long time, didn't do anything about it, and place needed a bit of a spruce up. It was a bit of a shithole, and it still kind of is, but hey, it does the job.
Hey, man, it does a very good job.
And said I'm here to capture performances. Like, yes, you can have all the most whiz bang shit, but at the end of the day, that's what matters. Like,
that's it.
And you could be recording on a couple of shitty mics. That's not really what the spectacle is, right? It's the band and how they perform on the day. And it is a tough situation to be in. I think like some bands just don't. You need a crowd. Like it's a tough thing to take that thing away. Like to be able to feed off the energy. Like it is tough. Yeah. And then you put cameras in people's faces and recording and press and record, all those things.
It's something definitely.
Man.
It's literally the only show that I've ever really played apart from. There's been plenty of times I've had your nerves and all that sort of stuff. But as far as uncomfortable goes, like Rockpalast in Germany, where there was 2 roving cameras, in the front moving the whole time. Like that was something to get used to.
Yep.
And there was only one shot at that.
Yeah.
Like,
in front of a crowd too. I actually watched it the other day. It's
a different. It's pre the recording of Soul Murder, so you can sort of see how things were still kind of getting put together and whatnot in that. But I remember that was a type of nervousness that I'd never felt before. Playing in this room, I felt completely comfortable. But it's always a thing just to warm up to the cameras. Same as like, the process leading up to, today. It's like you might forget things that you're used to. Like I forgot all my rings. It's a massive thing. I'm so used to playing with them on. I'm like, oh whoa, that's weird. So it's really strange. But that's kind of what makes this performance a complete. Like it's its own thing, and that's cool. That's really cool. So.
Well, it was an absolute honor and a privilege to have you guys in here, man.
Oh man,
I've been waiting a long time for this, and it was intense, man. That was intense. It's kind of like there's so many things can go wrong with this, and I've got to go and hopefully look at everything and go, okay, it worked, good. Listen to the audio, okay, everything's captured, nothing fucked out. It only takes one kind of key thing somewhere to not work, and the whole thing's kind of. Well, things have happened in the past, and I've managed to work around it. But it's
teething pains.
And it's sort of it takes it out of you, sort of just the filming side of it, and All the rest of it. So yeah, I'm spent after the last couple of days, and my
Yeah.
neck has not been this sore in a while, man. After Friday night,
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking stiff. So thanks
That's
for
it.
that. Yeah, I guess we should end it here, man.
Yeah, absolutely,
I'll let
that's
you guys
fine.
go, mate. Thank you so much for being here.
Mate, pleasure. Thanks for
Absolutely.
having us, man.
Cheers, man, and good luck in Europe.
Thank you.
Show them how it's done.
Absolutely, man.
All right, mate.
Thank you.